Hello, everyone. So, I'll be honest, I was actually planning to skip today because it's Christmas Eve. My toy shop is expecting a rush as soon as we open the door today. We've been so busy here. I've been going through the back room because we just got new shelves built. So now I get to go through all the back room stock and figure out everything we actually have, just so we can rearrange all that. So it's been very busy times here, and I figure with what I've got coming out tomorrow, I don't really need a video today. But I really do hate to break the streak when it's just like a decision. If the streak's going to get broken, I'd rather it be because I had no other choice. If the choice is be lazy and don't make a video, or just turn on the camera and make something. If it's just a choice of just like how to spend my day, I need to do it. I need to make a video. I need to try and keep the streak going because I've actually enjoyed having this like streak of daily content. So we're gonna keep it going, and we're gonna keep it going by going back to Plastic Addict's past in what I have dubbed the ghost of Plastic Addict's past, present, and future. Because we're going to go through all of it. Well, not all of it. We're going to touch on some of it, and some of it we're actually going to discuss. So I'll give you a little bit of heads up about a few things. So this is mostly for people who are new to the channel, unfamiliar with Plastic Addict, or for just people who want to go down memory lane. And I'll give you a little bit of my thoughts on everything as we go. Not too wordy, because it's going to take forever otherwise. But little bits in here. Like, episode 1 was the Titanium Menazor review, the very first Plastic Addict. I took it down because I used copyrighted music. Shame on me. I used the Terminator theme. Yeah, that's a no-no. That's a no-no. I didn't know back then. So the Redux, where I'm basically reacting to my own video. I was doing that before other people were doing it. That was basically me just finding some way of putting it back online and with that and being able to mute the music and still have something different, instead of just like reposting it with the scene like horribly cut up or something. Luke Skywalker, I think that was just standard format review. There's nothing that stands out to me too much on that one. Silverbolt, I still regret reviewing that Universe Silverbolt because I did it just because the color scheme is terrible. The toy itself is fine. Like, I was just way too harsh on it. Yeah, I still regret that too. Now, the rule with Plastic Addict now is no, it has to have something besides just a bad color scheme. I can't review it just because the paint job is bad. Smokescreen, I liked Smokescreen's video, but no, nothing too terribly interesting about it. Energon Optimus, I had a gag in there I thought was clear because I kept munching away on things in that video, thinking the joke here is that I'm not mentioning the obvious problem everyone hates about that toy, the fact that he looks really fat. I kind of wanted to just like leave that to the end and as like a punctuation point. I don't think most got it. I don't think most understood it. And that's another toy where I kind of look back on it more fondly now than I did then. So maybe I was a little bit too rough on it. I was not too rough on Hot Shot. To my dying breath, I will curse the name Armada Hot Shot as just an absolutely terrible toy, and for me, a terrible character too. Just absolutely irritating. The Energon roleplay weapons were fun. That was a very different style. It was fun having a video where I was talking positively about one toy and then trashing on its parallel, because the roleplay sword is fine. In fact, it's great for a roleplay sword because it's huge. The blaster is awful. I've come to find out they used that blaster again. They remolded it into an Iron Man blaster for a movie line, and then they licensed the mold out to a toy company, like making like a plug-and-play toy. So the mold exists. There's 3 different versions of that blaster now, and one of them isn't even by Hasbro, which is a weird train to go through. Titanium Optimal. I don't feel bad about that one. And there's only, like, in hindsight, it's a tiny Optimal Optimus. What's it really going to do? But the fact that they left a mode out always bugged me. And yeah, since it was the Beast mode, I still think, yeah, that should have been Titanium Beast Machines Megatron. And then we would have gone with Cheetor. Backstop. Whew. You know, it hurts trashing a Scott McNeil character, but you have to do what you have to do. Uh, I, I learned later that I had it mistransformed. You can actually pull the shoulder out farther from the rhino butt. So I actually I docked a few points from the toy because I screwed up on the transformation, but it not enough. It's still Plastic Addict bad. Convoy no Nazo, the one video game review. Now I've planned others because there's plenty of bad Transformer video games too. The secret to that, so that game is notoriously difficult. So in order to show you the last levels, I use cheat codes. And if you look at my score, if you look at the score that I have racked up in that game, you'll see that, yeah, I'm cheating. I did what I had to do to get the footage. See, Injector was fun. Lockdown probably still has one of my favorite visual gags, which is him dancing up and down with his spring gimmick. Titanium Soundwave is the point. That is the video where I decided I need to make YouTube partner, because back then you couldn't post a video longer than 10 minutes unless you were a partner. I didn't want partner status to get the ad revenue. I wanted it so I didn't have to butcher my creations anymore. So I had to cut, you know, a good 3 minutes of material out of Soundwave's review, and I don't even have that footage anymore. I wish I did. I'd post the full version. Yeah. So that hurts me to this day. Optimus Minor, my friend Sean gave me that toy, and that was one of my very first donation reviews. Ridiculous figure. Not a whole lot to say about it. Wing Saber, I did some weird Golem stuff, a lot of weird camera tricks, because at that point I was just like, I just want to play around with weird visuals, whether they make sense or not. So I had a gag where I jumped out the window, the camera pans over, and then I run into my door, and it takes like 5 seconds for the whole thing to happen. Or I literally had to run around my entire house back into my bedroom, and then turn the camera back around to the door, and then burst back through my own door. There's no reason it happened. There's no explanation for why it happened. R.I.D. Bruticus, voiced by my old buddy King Laffo, who I've not heard from in forever, but one of the first big supporters I had as a producer. That was the royalty-free blade, and whacking myself in the face with a lightsaber while holding R.I.D. Bruticus in my teeth was not fun. But it made a great visual gag, didn't it? Armada Sideswipe, I don't think I had a script. I think a lot of that one was off the cuff. I remember thinking to myself, a Plastic Addict is due. I don't really have anything ready. I was going to do Sideswipe. Let's just rush this one out. I didn't feel comfortable with that one, but apparently a lot of people really like that one. The top 5 inappropriate Transformers. The one time I broke PG for one of my videos, and I still get people wanting me to do more, and I'm not going to do more. One time means one time. You know, that will get me demonetized if I make it now. Builder Thundercracker. I like some of the gags in here. The Tetris gag during the assembly, I think, is one of my favorite gags. This one, I had a teaser for the Armada Optimus Prime review, and it was like one of the darker, it's like a super dark ending for a toy review. I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can do Armada Prime now. Aside from the fact that the servos in the trailer probably don't work anymore, they also have a risk of catching fire. And also, the toy has a few fragility issues now. There's some gold plastic problems with Armada Prime. So that review might be completely off the table now, which I hate to tease it for so long and not do it, but the Halloween special, that was amusing to do, because it was one of those like weird concept Plastic Addicts. I wish the green screen effects at the end were better. I know how to work a green screen a little bit better now. Retrax was fun to do. Retrax had a gag that I also did in TJTV, so it was fun to actually cross the gags over and have them appear in both series. Blast Charge was nice. I like the GoBot alarm. That was my gag in that episode. Armada Build-A-Rule Sky Blast. You know, considering I think I was the only person to have a video review of that, and it's a Plastic Addict episode, I think I kind of expected it to be a little bit better of a performer, but I'm glad that there is a record of that toy and its awfulness. So people can be warned. I still have other Energon Build-A-Rule figures that I have not done. I have two others. I have the Scorponok, and I can't remember what the last one was. I don't think it's the Ironhide. I'll have to double check. Jeez, it's been a long time since I went through that bin. Armada Laserbeak, Hoarder's parody, because frankly, I hadn't cleaned my room in a long time. I didn't clean my bedroom in so long that I knew a Plastic Addict episode was due, so I just it was partly I didn't clean it up, and I was doing an eBay sale, so everything was dug out of the bins. So I decided to run with it and just make it part of the episode. And hey, it kind of worked that way. Animorph Tobias, the 5th worst toy ever. I had to amend that list a little bit. I think some of these could fall off the bottom of the list, but the number one stays. Still I still haven't gotten one of these customized to look like me, with the Plastic Addict shirt on and everything. I think that's overdue. Demolishor, I still get flack for. Oh, you just don't like it because it's different. No, I hate it because as an action figure, it has no action and it can't stand up. It's not because it's different. It's because it's doing something different that is also terrible. I will defend that opinion. I will die on that hill. That is a terrible toy. People ask me, have the treads disintegrated yet? And I say no. But as it turns out, something in the treads actually dissolves hard plastic over time. So it's actually like destroying the toy in a way I didn't expect. Supreme Cheetor I remember the backwards gag from that I stole straight up from Red Dwarf. But I still have people comment on it once in a while going, hey, he actually said this, which is fun. Energon Hot Shot. Okay, that one. I had a second Energon Hot Shot. The review was supposed to end with me trying to combine 2 Hot Shots together and the universe implodes. I lost the second one. I mean, I guess lucky me. I only have one in my life. Let's see. Then Build-A-Rule Hot Shot. To be fair, I probably shouldn't have put him at number 2. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible toy. It probably is not. If I'm being fair, it probably is not the worst Build-A-Rule figure, but part of me felt like I had to put a Hot Shot on my top 5 worst of all time list. If I'm being more fair here, the Megatron is probably leagues worse than the Hot Shot, because at least the Hot Shot has like somewhat standard proportions, and the Megatron is like Slender Man. And then Titanium Megatron, the worst toy ever. I really need to fix these thumbnails. They're so inconsistent. So yeah, Titanium Megatron. Like, what happens is every time Plastic Addict comes back, I change the thumbnail style, and then I start to update all the others to match that style, and I never finish because it's so much work to do. Titanium Megatron's still the worst. Still, I tell people like horror stories of that one. Beast Machine Silverbolt I talk about a lot because it's probably the proudest video I've ever made. That's a year of writing. It is a spot-on parody of Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. A lot of the original rhyme scheme, the original rhyme scheme is 100% intact. A lot of the original rhymes worked into it, plus the jokes, plus the full toy review, plus Scott McNeil's cameo. There's a lot going on in that video. Aside from the fact that it's also the one time where I tried to get a little bit artsy with the filming. Energon, Grimlock, and Swoop. That one was fun. Me wear skinny friend has pants. That was the joke. The Beast Hunters Bumblebee. I feel like that's more like a typical Addict episode. Nothing like terribly stand out to that one. Prime Arachnid. God, that toy's bad. The Flying Lobster, I think, is the takeaway on that one. That one worked for me. The Power Core Combiner is a regret because I teased the Double Clutch review and then I never got around to it. I still need to do that Double Clutch video because that is one of the worst Power Core Combiner toys. Like, if I was doing the worst of all time list all over again, yeah, Power Core Double Clutch would probably make that list because not only is the core figure awful, remolding it didn't fix it. Hasbro tried to fix it and they couldn't. That's how bad the mold is. And then the drones he came with were some of the worst too. Universe Snowcat is a Halloween episode where I said, don't worry, I'm not going to abandon you again. And then it was like 4 years. 4 years. They were very hard, very stressful years. That's when my grandmother got really bad and she needed a lot more care, and my head was not in the space where I wanted to talk about toys, let alone write entire scripts about being funny about toys. So that one was just that was hard times. It was hard times mentally. So my head was out of the game for a long time. And that's kind of where Plastic Addict present has been for the last 4 years or so. And then we get to what is of this recording tomorrow. Transketo is going to be my first Plastic Addict, my first proper Plastic Addict in a while. I did the top 10 blunders of the decade, but it's more of a special with some Plastic Addict flavor. It's not a proper Plastic Addict, so it's not in the playlist. This one is Plastic Addict back to its full form. It is a review of a single toy. There are sketches in it. There is comedy. There is a lot more over-the-top anger than necessary. There is a man-child taking a toy way too seriously. That's the heart of Plastic Addict. That's what it's all about. So that is what we have now. I've been sitting on that script for probably about 2 months. I finished it 2 months ago, and I've just been sitting on it thinking it's not funny. I would go through it over and over again and go, it's not funny. Like, yeah, it's been 4 years. Like, the video I should come back with is should be hilarious. Like, I knew it needed to be an infamous toy, and Transketo is certainly infamous, but I felt like it wasn't good enough. You know, the critique wasn't good enough. The jokes weren't good enough. Do I need another sketch here too? Now, I did come up with a couple sketches. I did come up with a couple sight gags. So I did punch up the review to the point where I was happy with it. But at some point, that part of me went, you know what? You're going to turn into a Duke Nukem Forever at this point. You're going to be putting this off for so long that no amount of quality, no amount of humor or jokes or whatever is going to live up to what people have been waiting on for so long. So just do it. Just do it. That's been my mindset, you know, for the last 3 months, has been just do it. Don't make an excuse. Don't wait for it to be perfect. Don't try to get everything exactly the way it needs to be. Just do it. Just do it. Be genuine, be real, be raw, and just make the video. So that's what I did. I made the video, and I cannot wait to see what everyone thinks of it. As for the future of Plastic Addict, I'm not entirely sure right now. Obviously, my head is in a much clearer place these days. You know, I'm working a job I absolutely love. The YouTube channel is doing better than it's ever been. I've got idea after idea for video that I still want to do. Wonderful, supportive girlfriend, you know, and, you know, my life from a year ago to today is an entirely different beast from what it used to be. So I feel like I've gotten into this place where now I'm really comfortable making videos again. And I'm comfortable making videos without feeling like they have to be absolutely perfect. You know, which is a comfort zone I haven't had since I originally started YouTube. And now I'm starting to do that with Plastic Addict a little bit. Not to its detriment, though. You know, I'm not waiting for the script to be perfect. I'm not waiting for the idea to be as funny or as solid as it can be. But if I feel it's a good idea and if I feel comfortable with it, I'm just going to make it. And I feel like that's what Plastic Addict's future is. I'm not promising one every week. I'm not promising one every month. I am promising one the same rate I've always promised them, when I'm able to. But I have a great venue for recording. I've got a very good, clear mind that really wants to make videos and entertainment for you guys. And I have plenty of ideas and material to work with. I've got years worth of toys that I was stockpiling for Plastic Addict before, and now I've had so many toys come out since then that people want me to do. Everyone looking for Earthrise RC for Plastic Addict, I hear you. I hear you. I'm looking into that one. And I'm thinking of changing criteria a little bit too. You know, it doesn't have to be the worst toy ever. It's just got to be enough for 15 minutes of comedy material. That's what I'm really gaining for. So that's where my loss of perfection with Plastic Addict is going now. Don't make it the worst toy ever. You know, it can just be a somewhat bad toy that we can exaggerate for comedic effect, essentially. So I hope you join me for the future of Plastic Addict because I think it's looking bright. And I hope you join me for the premiere tomorrow. If you're watching this after Christmas, this part's going to be a little bit awkward. Uh, but yeah, Plastic Addict is back. If there was ever a time to hit like and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell, this is it. Because guess what? The videos you want are coming back. We're doing animation reviews again. We're doing Plastic Addict again. TJOmega feels like TJOmega for the first time in years. And I want to get it out there again, and I want to be what you think I am. Because it's been a long time since I could be that. So I hope I see you there, and I hope I see you in the next video. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.